So in general, really, one of the key questions that does come up is, you know, if I am working on a project that is using APIs, is there a benefit of using Katalon for that as well? And this type of question pretty much comes in from the older mindset where there weren't tools that allowed you to perform different types of tests together. So as I was saying, the reason why those questions typically stem is because a lot of the teams traditionally think about using different tools for different types of tests, right? And it's still very true when you think about, say, security tests, where you're thinking of performance tests, and so forth, when you almost have the mindset that you need a different tool. What the Catalan team has been working aggressively towards is, in order for us to be able to leverage the sort of the bridging between a lot of the benefits that APIs offer to even speed up traditional UI testing. The mindset was, what can we do to actually bring those two types of tests together? Because one of the key trends, as you've seen, that is evolving with most of the enterprises and the applications that are being delivered now, is they have a component of UI capabilities, but then also a heavy focus on APIs, right? And if you were to use and try to test for them independently, you would sort of lose out on the integration capabilities and the speed benefits, while your UI coverage, which is important, would be left in sort of like a lower priority simply because of its inability to keep up with speed. So the team at Katalon, and of course hearing the trends and also feedback from the users of the tool, what was decided was to say, how can we effectively and efficiently build that bridge? Which is why what the team has done is essentially combine that together. Right. So as far as the feature benefit that you can see is, API testing and the capability to perform API testing is simply a built-in capability right now within Katalon. And what that means really is, you don't have to go and get a separate tool to perform API testing. You can actually do it within the same tool that most of the teams are already familiar with. What you will see if you have not explored the API capabilities, testing capabilities of Katalon yet, is you would see there would be very specific fields and characteristics that are unique to API tests, that are definitely available in the UI as well. So things such as API authentication and so forth, that capability you will see is already built out of the box within the tool that supports you to do all of that now. Right. And then in addition to that, I think the other advantage you would see is, when you create a test suite, or if you create a test case also, you can call these API tests created independently as part of your test step as well. So you basically are bridging that capability. So a very simple example could be, a login aspect, right? If you have a flow that talks about just verifying whether certain privileges and capabilities are correctly displayed on a screen based on your user credentials, the traditional way of testing that would be to go through back and forth and do a repeat run using a lookup database or something to that effect. You could very well speed that up by using APIs, by requesting a change to the same credential, for example, to now give you new privileges, and then validate those changes are occurring pretty quickly. As one scenario. The other one could be, deleting capabilities, right? How soon can that be done? So APIs, based on the core nature and how sensitive to speed they are, opens up various capabilities and opens up new ideas for us as testers to be able to apply when we think about how we define our tests and scenarios. The other aspect that I personally like also is, Katalon has both a UI and script mode. And what that essentially means is, it's a mechanism to allow new users of Katalon who are more traditional and used to manual tests and test steps, to be able to adopt the concepts of automation and thereby benefit from the speed that automation testing offers, while it also gives you the script mode, which is more geared towards the advanced programmer professionals who don't necessarily need to look at test steps and are very comfortable looking at code and deciphering what it means. Hence, what it does is it gives you the ability to learn quickly, and it has the power to then be able to be extended to more advanced usage and programming techniques. In addition, I think when we started with the demo, I talked a little bit about what the Katalon store is, but essentially the other advantage that Katalon Studios does offer you is the use of that store. And as the tool is picking up momentum and popularity among different team members all over the world, a lot of teams are stepping up and sharing what they have customized as plugins for the use of other members, right? So you will definitely be getting a lot of solutions coming up for types of problems around API testing that you may be trying to solve. And if somebody else has already solved it, chances are that it's already available as a plugin. So you'll get a lot of benefit of not having to reinvent the wheel each time. And more so focus on solving the problem per se using tools. And then ultimately, what all of this really means is, you have a lower learning and adoption curve because people are used to and familiar with a particular tool type. There's fewer integration headaches to have to manage, where you have to think about, okay, if I'm using a secondary tool such as Postman, how do I get the data and validations from there to be leveraged in my UI tests, and I'm using Katalon now, how do I bring that over, and so forth. And then the other advantage also, especially from a team lead and product owner perspective, right, is when you're using a single tool, you're getting consolidated and centralized reports, and it covers both API tests that are being run as well as UI tests that are being run. Right. So comparing to other tools, having a single tool as a strategy is definitely very, very beneficial.